Okay, guys. Oh, great. Come on, YouTube. Why you gotta do this to me? Thank you. Come on. If you don't do it soon, then I'm just not gonna bother. Okay, it seems like my YouTube chat overlay thingy is being a little temperamental, so I'm gonna keep trying at some point during the stream to get my YouTube chat to appear on my OBS overlay, but if it doesn't, it's not my fault. It's the cruddy software not working properly. So, welcome back, guys. Today it's a relatively special day on Twitch because today is actually my 450th stream. Now, usually on a special stream, I'd switch things up and I'd play a different game, whether it's a new game that's recently come out, a game from my childhood that I used to love playing back when I was a kid, or just one of my favourite games in general that I've not had the pleasure of playing on stream yet. But today I honestly really wanted to just do my usual routine. So even though this is my 450th stream on Twitch, I'm just going to be treating it like any other Monday, and we're going to continue with some Ace Attorney. Hello Ibrahim, welcome in. So, right, let me... yeah. So, quite a bit went down in the last Ace Attorney stream. You might be wondering, wait, why is there two very identical looking magicians on screen right now? Well, the big revelation that came out of the trial yesterday, not yesterday, on the last Ace Attorney stream is that Bonnie, the magician that Trucy is, well, supposedly friends with, but Bonnie actually secretly hates Trucy's guts. She has a much nicer twin sister named Betty, and these two twins have been performing a little bit of twin magic during the show, and yeah, turns out no one knew it was two different people, and there is also a chance that one of them killed the Great Mr Reus, whose murder we are currently on trial for. So hopefully, if my gut feeling is right, we'll be sending one of these innocent looking but secretly hopefully not innocent ladies to jail, and Trucy will get off scot-free like she should have done ages ago. So we are about to, I don't know whether this is testimony or cross-examination. It's testimony. Okay. So Betty and Bonnie are about to go over what happened on the stage during the show, because one of the twins, I'm trying to remember which one, was actually on the stage during the show, and so because now it's being theorised that Mr Reus, the victim in this case, was killed on the stage. So that is also another reason why one of these girls is definitely responsible. Yeah, that is intentional. I think Bonnie's hair is meant to resemble a bat, because it does look like bat wings. Oh wait, that's Betty. Never mind. Betty's hair. See, I'm already getting confused. That's the thing with twins, is it's so hard. It's so easy to slip up and be like, no wait, you're twin number 1. No, actually I'm twin number 2. GDI, oh my gosh. It's true, I had business in the understage passage because of the upcoming trick. It was the fire trick, right? The one Mr. Reus was supposed to do? That's right, it's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it. It was in the script and I really wanted to see it. There we go. Right. My YouTube chat overlay is working now. Well, on OBS anyway. Shut up, you're gonna give it away. Anyway, I was real busy. Yeah, way too busy to have the chance to kill Mr. Reus. Well, that was certainly different. Hehehe, how's that for a flawless testimony and alibi? Whoa, oh come on. Anyone with eagle eyes can tell that Betty is obviously being held up by Bonnie. Because, yeah, you can see her hands are hoisting the other twin up. Our magic is real, it's not a trick or a gimmick. Oh my, she's floating. Your Honor. You can see she's being held up from below. Thank you, Apollo. You were supposed to pretend you didn't see that. It's a little something called etiquette. But I can't help it. Whenever I see a contradiction or inconsistency, I just have to point it out. Now then, the defense may begin its cross-examination. So, what happened on the stage? It's true, I have business in the unstage passage because of the upcoming trick. So, I'll press. If you were in the understage passage, which need I remind you was the crime scene, then you most certainly should be counted as a potential suspect. But I don't have any motive to kill Mr. Reus. But you, by your own admission, hate Miss Wright. When she was arrested as a suspect, you said it was what she deserved. So, you believe the witness killed a man, simply due to her dislike of Trucy Wright? As a motive, is that not improbable at best? But what if her hatred caused her to bear a strong sense of malice against my client? Hi Mold, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Look, Trucy just made me mad, that's all. I mean, even though she's younger than me, she's got so much skill and popularity. And she's cute besides. Grr, she makes me so mad I wish she would drop dead. But Betty, you don't talk like that. Shut your yap. So was it just simple jealousy? Say Betty, that next trick you were getting ready for? Oh, my YouTube moderation is obviously too smart. That or a lot of people try that trick when they misspell swear words, so YouTube just doesn't have it. one Mr. Reus was supposed to do. Okay, I'm gonna look through my evidence real quick. Ugh. Right. Bucket to be used in case of fire. Not only was it empty, but dust lined the inside of the pail. Yeah, I will press for more information.
Hold it!
Bonnie, we're trying to get Betty's testimony right now, so... Oh, right, I'm sorry. You can step down if you'd like. I'm worried about Betty, though. She can lose her temper and say awful things sometimes. Hey, what are you, my mother? Don't forget, I'm the older sister. You got that? Meep! Yes, I got it. I guess I'd worry about Mount Betty constantly blowing her top if I were Bonnie too. So, Betty, you were down under stage getting ready for the fire trick, were you? That's right, it's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it. Press, get more information. And you were taking every necessary precaution, is that right? Of course, every precaution. After all, it's a very dangerous trick that uses real fire. I mean, we had to be ready in case... Oh, Mold also likes cats? Yeah, I need to get Fred to send me a photo of his sister's cat, because me and Fred make jokes about Fred's sister's cat, who's called Hair Bear all the time. And yeah, he's a right photogenic, manipulative kitty. Oh, Mold, that's totally fine. Feel free to multitask all you want. I like to think I'm the queen of multitasking. Oh, you got a computer science exam? Nice. Good luck with your exams, Mold. I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping that you'll get a passing grade. I don't know. If it's GCSEs, it'll be C or better. I mean, we had to be ready in case the curtain caught on fire or something, right? By the time people realized it wasn't a part of the act, it might be too late, huh? If by people you mean Athena Sykes, then yes. Wow, a fire trick. That sounds really impressive. Your beard would go up in smoke, old man. I bet people would mistake you for a cue ball or something without it. A cue ball? Betty, don't be rude to the judge. Betty, you know that fire trick? It was in the script and I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident. Press. I see the fire trick was a part of the script. It seems Mr. Reus was scheduled to perform it later in the show. Did you not get to see him practice it beforehand? No, during rehearsal he said he didn't feel well, so he couldn't breathe any fire for me. Wait, let me get this straight. He couldn't breathe fire because he wasn't feeling well? My magical powers appear to be on the wane today. That's what he said. So it was just part of his usual The Great Mr Reus shtick. It's really too bad I didn't get to see the trick because of the incident, which was completely unexpected, of course. Hey! Shut up, you're gonna give it away. Anyway, I was real busy. Oh, we're definitely pressing that one. Ooh, Ibrahim, you've been playing Need for Speed Underground. I hope you're enjoying it. So what exactly do you mean by you're gonna give it away? See, Bonnie? You and your big mouth. Now Lobster Boy wants to know what we're talking about. Eep, I'm sorry. Yes, well, if you were preparing for the next magic trick, I'm sure you wouldn't have had the time to commit murder. Wow, looks like the old geezer isn't senile just yet. Huh. I bet you'll live a good long life. Ho-ho. I plan to be sitting up here at least another 10 years. Well, because your device is trash, all you can play are Rocket League and Roblox, yeah. I'm quite lucky. The laptop I use to play games on Steam and stream laptop games with is pretty powerful. I don't know whether it's the most powerful laptop out there, but it does run, say, Resident Evil Requiem, for example, really, really well. So it's a 23-year-old game. I'm sure a low-end laptop can run it fine. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the GPU and how much RAM and stuff like that. Yeah, mine's a i9, so quite a bit of difference. Mine's got an i9 Intel Core processor in it. What did we discuss about inner monologues, Athena? Well, more power to you, I guess. In any case, I was so busy I didn't have the time to off anybody. Yeah, way too busy to have the chance to kill Mr. Reus. Press. Yeah. I play Red Dead Redemption 2 on my PS4. No, my PS5. And I have a capture card, so I hook that up to my PS5 and then yeah. Ibrahim, your PC is mid, it can only run games that release before 2010. For later games I have an Xbox, PS4 and PS5, yeah. Oh, you've got a PS5 Slim. I just have a normal PS5. With the disc drive, of course. Potato laptop. Yeah, my fiance can kind of relate. When he got his laptop, it was okay. He could run quite a few games on it, and now the years have gone by a bit, and the games are using newer GPUs and more RAM than my fiance's laptop can handle. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple more years he's out looking for another laptop. No, of course not. I believe in my sister. I know she'd never murder anyone. But you think my client would? No, I believe in Trucy too. I know she'd never murder anyone either. Well, we just ran out of suspects in that case. Yes, but... See, you should have just kept your mouth shut, dummy. You're just making a fool of yourself. Just be nice and quiet like a good little bunny, got it? Oh, Mold, you could have got a free PS4 from a friend, but your dad told you to refuse it. Oh, that sucks. Oh boy, it's impossible to get anything out of Bonnie with Betty right there. So Betty was too busy getting ready for the next trick to have time for murder, huh? There must be some way to prove that that wasn't the case. So, I have plenty of friends over here that have a PS5. I also have friends that used to have that do have a PS5 and that used to use it a lot, and now they don't. Like, I've been meaning to have a cleanup on my PSN friends list because I do have some friends on PSN that just aren't nearly as active anymore as they used to be, which is quite sad. It's probably because they've got things going on in their lives that prevent them from gaming, but still. Right. I'm just gonna look at the evidence again. So, fire bucket. Show script. I'm just gonna look at that again. Mr. Reus's fire trick. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. So... it was in the script. I'm gonna try presenting the fire bucket on this statement. Objection! There we go. Yay. I hate to break this to you, Betty, but there's a big flaw in your testimony. As big as the one in that floating trick you did earlier. Ooh, harsh words. Well, let me tell you something, forehead boy. No one has ever figured out how we do our teleportation trick. No one except me, you mean? Well, we have even better tricks up our sleeves. Huh? We do? I told you to keep it zipped. Now, don't fight, you two. My Aunt Ibrahim, my aunt from UK, is very strict on her son. One time they came to visit us and our son asked, "Can I play on Ibrahim's PS5?" and she yelled at him in front of all the relatives. Yeah, I hate parents like that. That don't really... they kind of forget they're in a public place, so they treat their kid as... they treat their kid like they would in their own house, but in public, so they don't realise that they're just gonna have loads of eyes kind of silently ridiculing them, like, oh, does she really treats her kid like that? That's horrible. The script has this to say about the fire trick. This will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. However, we found the fire bucket lying empty backstage except for a layer of dust. Ack! Ouch. Whoa, okay. Yeah, I think your aunt needs to learn to... yeah, if I was your aunt's kid, I might have talked back to your aunt and been like, you're so mean. Like, don't say that. Oh, that's awful. Absolutely awful. You didn't even attempt to get ready for the next trick, did you, Betty? You got me! Many de femme, you will explain yourself. There's nothing to explain. Yeah, I do. The city I live in the UK, it does have quite a diverse population. There's a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds, so I will see Asian, like people with Asian heritage around town, and they might be acting really strict with their kid. So yeah, and I'm always like that crowd is with your aunt. I'm always kind of looking at them from afar like, Jesus, that's how you treat your kid? Ibrahim, me personally, when I become a father, I would want my kids to have video games or something like a hobby that's not harmful. Yeah, exactly. When me and my fiance definitely want kids in the future, and we are definitely gonna allow our kids to do what they want, but we're not going to be too carefree. We're obviously going to guide them and tell them when they're doing something wrong. We won't shout at them about it, we'll tell them calmly. Shut up, you can barely take care of yourself. Don't try and tell me what to do. Well, if neither of you will explain, I guess I'll have to. The reason Benny didn't prepare for the fire trick is because she knew the show wouldn't go on, obviously. You didn't prepare for the fire trick because you knew, didn't you? You knew the body would be found and that the show would then be cancelled. Ah! Don't be ridiculous, you insignificant speck of a man. I'm gonna yank those lean bangs of yours off. Is that what you want, huh? Objection! Whatever. They can grow back. Now stop stalling and just tell us the truth already. I can't reveal my secrets. I'm a magician. Yeah, I'm the same, Ibrahim. I've seen so many people smoke or do vapes or drink alcohol really excessively, but I do drink, but I like to think I drink responsibly. And then I don't smoke and I don't vape and I also don't do drugs either, unless it's caffeine. But yeah, that kind of stuff has never interested me, and also the one thing I kind of despised about my mum is that, the one thing I didn't like about my mum is how much she smoked. I'm one of those people where smoking kind of repulses me, so I prefer that people don't do it around me if it can be helped. Objection. You've been chasing the shadow of an illusory culprit defense. And having chanced upon a convenient target, you have let yourself get carried away. And yeah, if you enjoy the life you live, Ibrahim, I totally do understand why you would want your kid to live the same way you did. Like, I definitely would want to give my future kids the childhood I had. Because maybe with more socializing. Like, I had a lot of friends, but I wasn't really the type of kid to go to sleepovers and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that my kids would actually get out of the house more when they're a kid and go to parties and go to sleepovers and just go out with their friends in general. Yeah, mold. Wasn't there a knife crime at a London Underground station not long ago? I swear I read about that. I swear one of the London Underground stations had to be closed because there was a stabbing or something like that. That was horrible to read about. I advise you to confine your deceitful trickery to your magic act, witness. Deceitful trickery? One of my teachers told me be the kind of person that when your kids start to show the same behaviour, habits and personality traits that you have, then it shouldn't anger you. Yeah. Whoa, there's actually been blood outside your front door? That's horrible. Yeah, I think the most you'll hear about in my area of the UK is maybe there might be a car crash that kills a couple of people. My area of the UK doesn't really get that much, that many murders per se. Yeah, I've always found that curious about kids is kids do learn from looking and observing people. And not just people, but observing TV shows they watch or video games they might play or even hearing music they listen to. You finally let yourself be who you really are. But if you continue to hide behind lies, you'll just be imprisoning your heart all over again. Oof. But all these questions mean you're trying to put me in prison for real, so I'll be behind bars either way. Does that mean you're admitting your guilt? Of course not. I can't believe you people. Every one of you thinks I did something I didn't do. You... Lobster boy, cue ball geezer, headcase brat, Cerberus monk. Okay, Betty, jeez. Cue ball geezer. Headcase brat? Really? Betty, calm down. Come on now, deep breaths, deep breaths. Look, I'm not the murderer, I tell you. Then how did you know the show would be called off before the fire trick? I told you, we can't reveal our secrets. We're under contract. Oh, here we go. Is this where Roger Retton's gonna come back into it? Contract? What is she talking about? Ibrahim, sometimes I steal 10 or 20 bucks worth of money from my aunt's wallet to buy video games and she doesn't get angry because she trusts that I don't spend it on harmful things. Yeah, when towards the end of my driving lessons, before I passed my test, I kind of got in the habit of borrowing notes from Fred to pay for my driving lessons. And he did know about it, but it is nice when you have that trust where you can borrow money from people and they trust you enough that, yeah, they know you're not going to spend it on some rubbish. Okay, Mold, good luck with your revising and good luck with your exams, and thanks for hanging out for a little bit. That isn't me. You're obviously a suspect in this case. Okay, just checking my audio. Yeah. Allow me to summarize your assertions, defense. First, that the victim was killed in the understage passage, and second, that the witness and the accused are the only two who could have done it. Oh, sorry, Ibrahim. I'm all for hearing about people's school experiences, especially when they're from a different country, because high school is pretty, well, school in general is pretty different depending on what country you went to school in. Exactly. What's more, Benny knew that the body would be found, and that the magic show would then be called off. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that Benny killed the victim understage. But what if Benny knew that the show would be called off for some other reason? Like what? In the course of my investigation, I found it strange that the dragon's set piece fell when it did. That, in conjunction with the body tumbling from the coffin in such a dramatic fashion, all seemed too perfect for mere happenstance. It was as though the entire chain of events had been planned out in advance. Key! Ouch! Planned out? After deciding to take this case, I scrupulously studied everything I could about the mass media in this country. Okay, one time I was in school and the teachers asked us all to call our mothers and wish them Mother's Day, and I was very worried as the time was coming closer and closer to me. And let me guess, you were worried that you were gonna get embarrassed because you don't have a mum. Your aunt was more your mother figure. I think that's where this story's going. I read the newspaper, old news reports, I even browsed tabloid magazines. How very industrious of you. I'm impressed. During this process, I learned about a strange practice favored. Nobody in my school knows about it. I've never told anyone. Okay. So what happened when your 10 came around then? A practice called the hidden camera prank. Ah! Benny and Bonnie, you knew about this, did you not? About the dead body appearing, the set piece falling, the show being suspended. You two were informed of this plan by Take-Two TV in advance, correct? Wow, Nayuta is calling the twins out on everything. Is that true? Betty, please, let's tell them now. I can't hold it in anymore. Dang it. But fine, you got us. Everything the prosecutor said is true. The TV station paid us to cooperate with them on this plan. It was all a prank. A big setup planned out in advance. Mr. Reus showing up dead in the coffin. The set piece falling down. It was all completely scripted. It was all a prank? Well, clearly it was a prank gone wrong because someone actually ended up dying. Okay. Yes, Mr. Reus was supposed to pretend to be dead. That's how it was supposed to go. So he was in on it too. That's right. He was supposed to show up dead in the coffin. And then the set piece would fall down. Trucy would be shocked and start to panic. As it got to me, I just called my aunt and wished my aunt was there, and I was very nervous because I had to carefully place my words so that when other students are looking, they don't figure out. Ah, so you had to do what? Yeah, you had to be... Yeah, it's like in TV shows, you see it all the time when a character is on the phone and then all of a sudden they change the conversation with the person they're talking with because they don't want whoever's listening in to find out what the real conversation is actually about. I think it's one of those things where my clumsiness got me a good deed and made my aunt stay. Yeah. It's interesting that your school celebrated Mother's Day at all, though. I don't think mine ever did. Like, I never got asked to call my mum, or my mum never had to come in or anything. I think the only things that were celebrated at my school were Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. And that's it. And Easter as well. That's how the prank script went. What? What the heck kind of prank is that? But we never thought he'd actually wind up dead. Yeah, that was the only thing that was different from the script. Poor Mr. Reus. I'm so completely lost right now. Well, Betty and Bonnie, it certainly sounds like you have some explaining to do. Alright. I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. Hehehe. Just this once we'll share how it was done with you. Oh, that's cool. So it was actually a student's idea to do it. Wow. Why didn't anyone I went to school with think about that? It was a free lesson and the teacher thought, yeah, why not? I mean, why not? It's a nice thing to do. Hehehe, just this once we'll share how it was done with you. So listen carefully, you'll never hear this kind of thing anywhere else. After our teleportation trick, I went down under stage. When Mr. Reus's body appeared from the coffin on stage, it was time for Betty to do her job in the understage passage. That's right, I used the remote control for the winch connected to the dragon's set piece and made it fall down. Yeah, they did. I think in class we had to turn our ringtones off, so put them on silent. And yeah, so we could have them, we just weren't allowed to take calls in class. And we yeah, we couldn't really use them in class because we had to pay attention. It was more just keep them on you but don't use them kind of thing. So in my schools, the only time we were allowed to use phones was during breaks or at lunchtime or after class is finished when we were waiting to be picked up to go home. Or if I was at a school where there were buses, get the bus to go home. I called Trucy to the backstage so she wouldn't get hurt. After that, the plan was for Mr. Reus to come back to life in front of a panicked Trucy. He was supposed to laugh and fly up and away. That was how it was scripted anyway. But for some reason he really did turn up dead, so he kind of just stayed on the ground. I think this became more of a trend in the post-pandemic Gen Z when everyone had a phone, because this Mother's Day wouldn't be possible if everyone didn't have a phone on them. As far as I know, in the UK, people have always had phones. Like, I got my phone when I was pretty young. I must have been... I don't think I was even 10 years old when I got my phone. My first phone, anyway. And... I was a bit behind the times though, because whereas everyone else in my class kind of had an iPhone, then there was me with like a BlackBerry or an old flip phone. I wasn't really the type to constantly upgrade and change my phone and keep up with the trends. Whereas so many of my friends had an iPhone. So I was like, oh, it must be so nice to be able to play games on your phone. Sounds like a terribly mean-spirited prank to me. The poor defendant was trying to do a magic show. Then again, in most third world countries, parents don't buy kids a phone until the kid is 15. Not here. I got my phone. I got my phone younger than that. Whatever, it was all the ratings Raj's idea anyway. Yeah, it sounds like just the kind of thing a guy like him would come up with. This is the prank plan script we got from the ratings Raja. Oh, here we go, the prank plan script. The corpse appearing and the set piece falling was staged by Roger Rettins. Dang it, you made us break our contract, now we won't get paid. But where does this all leave us? Who killed the victim, and when? Yes, exactly. Those are the key questions. If Mr. Reus was only pretending to be dead in the coffin as part of the prank, then when he was under stage, there would still be life within him. And if that is the case, then Benny, who was also under stage, may be excluded from our list of suspects. I used to be angry at my aunt for not buying me a phone early, but now I realise it was necessary. So many bad things could happen to kids online. Yeah. Whereas my mum and dad were very carefree about me having a phone. It was more when I had my first laptop, where they were kind of keeping eyes on me to make sure I wasn't going on any inappropriate sites or playing any inappropriate games. Not that I ever did do that. I like to think I was pretty well behaved as well, I was a bit rebellious when I was a young girl, but pre-teens and teenage years I was pretty well behaved. Oh well, now that we've spilled the beans, we might as well show you the video. Greetings viewers, it is I, the Great Mr Reus. We are currently in the middle of Trucy's escape trick. Having snuck through the understage passage undetected, I am now hiding backstage, preparing to play a little prank on Trucy. I'm about to hide in the coffin, which Trucy will stab with her rubber sword. And when the coffin opens, ho-ho, I will be in it, acting as though I've met my maker. Can you imagine the look on Trucy's face then? Ho-ho, I can hardly wait. He's about to hide in the coffin. It would seem the threads of karmic destiny have led us to the truth. The victim passed through the understage where Betty DeFam was, and came up into the backstage area. We know this because Mr. Reus appeared to be backstage when he shot the video we saw. It appears that way, yes. In defense, you proposed the following, did you not? What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? But then what about this video? This footage was taken just before Mr. Reus entered the coffin. I've always been more introverted, like I'm so energetic at home, but outside I'm very quiet and gentle and a bit clumsy, almost like Mr. Bean. Yeah, I used to be really shy when I was a kid, but now it's more of a sense that I'm an introvert if I'm talking to you and I don't know you. Like I won't really ask many questions, and when it comes to being around new people, I'm the kind of person who likes to listen to a conversation to get to know someone before I actually talk to them. But if they're my best friend and I've known them for ages, then I'm very much an extrovert, and I will talk and chatter with them for ages. So I'm a bit of both, to put it in summary. Oh, so does that mean... Yes, it is horrible but true. The tragedy did indeed play out right there on the stage. Yeah, it's more like I don't talk at all. No, I do talk, but I'm generally not the one who starts conversation. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm very much... That's another thing, I'm not a conversation starter. I'm more someone that likes to have a conversation started for me, and then hopefully it's about something that I'm familiar with, so that I can build the conversation and kind of progress it. I can start a conversation if I know what to talk about, like the weather or TV shows that I have in common with the other person, or anime or video games. But if I don't know anything about the person and I have no idea what to talk to them about, then I'll just see if they want to strike up a conversation with me. See? Told you so. So, are you saying the incident was a tragic accident that happened during a prank? It would be an accident if the accused had no knowledge of the prank beforehand. So, let us ask the accused herself. Miss Wright, did you have prior knowledge of the prank? What? Tell him, Trucy, you didn't know anything about it, right? Of course I didn't. I didn't know a single thing about it. Still think you can play innocent, do you? In that case, you leave me little choice but to present this piece of evidence. It looks like some sort of note. Ah! But that's... I found this note in the dressing room after the incident. At the time, I did not understand what it meant, but all is clear to me now. What's this? Let's see, it says get the video camera after Mr. Reus comes tumbling out. It is a note signed by the accused, instructing Bonnie to collect Mr. Reus's video camera from him, it seems. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I found it in the dressing room before the show. When I saw it, I realized that Trucy knew about the prank. It does bear her signature, I'll give you that much. Trucy's note has been added to the court record. So, the defendant had prior knowledge of the prank? It would appear so, yes. When she learned about the plan to trick her, she decided to use it to her own advantage. So she thrust the steel sword into the coffin where the victim stood chuckling to himself. Is that not what happened, Miss Wright? Of course not, and I didn't write or sign that note. Ah, but the handwriting matches yours. All of the evidence and testimony points to you being the culprit. But I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Then explain the existence of this note. You can do that, can you not? I can't explain it. I didn't write it, so I don't understand. I didn't kill Mr. Reus. You have to believe me. Oh my. Excuse me. Big yawn. Silence is deafening. Continue struggling against the threads of your own karma if you wish, accused. Even as you are inescapably caught in the web of fate you've spun for yourself. Miss Wright, it is time to resign yourself to your fate. No, I didn't do it. But I didn't do it. I really didn't. Why doesn't anybody believe me? This is bad. Your Honor, I suggest we put an end to this tragedy now. Give your official ruling and let us offer the victim's soul the last rites it deserves. Very well, I suppose I have no other choice. This court hereby finds the defendant Trucy Reus. Ooh, Apollo intervening. The defense has an objection. Apollo! You, even now you would. I won't give up, and I refuse to let either of them down. Mr. Wright, who's counting on me, and Trucy, who's put all of her faith in me. Mr. Justice, the fact that you have raised an objection means that you have evidence in which to refute the prosecution's claims, correct? Yes, of course, Your Honor. Do we really have anything, Apollo? Actually, we do. There's one piece of evidence we can present here. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may proceed. As we saw in the show footage, there is no question the defendant thrust a sword into the coffin. The defense doesn't dispute this point. But let us not forget that this was a magic show filled with tricks and illusions. We can't take everything we see at face value. So you're saying some sleight of hand was somehow involved? Yes, the defense contends the sword the defendant used was not the cause of death. Now what was it Trucy told me she did just before she thrust the sword into the coffin? Very well. Let us see your evidence then, Mr. Justice. But remember, you interrupted my verdict to make this claim. Whoa, that is a big penalty. Okay. So, I cannot go wrong. This shows that it's possible the sword Miss Wright used was not the cause of death. I'm guessing it's gonna be the sword stand, because it contains the rubber sword Trucy said she swapped in for the trick. But I am gonna check, because I really don't want to mess this part up. Deepy deepy dee. Yeah, the sword stand. Okay. So I was right.
Take that!
But I wanted to check, 'cause again, it's quite a big penalty to lose if you get it wrong. What's this? A sword from the show? That's right, Your Honor. This rubber sword was in the sword stand under stage. During the trick, Miss Wright was supposed to swap the real sword for a rubber sword, and she told us on record that she remembers very clearly that she did. I see. So the sword the defendant thrust in the coffin was a rubber sword, was it? But then why was the steel sword found lying on the stage? Somebody must have put the steel sword there by swapping it with the rubber one. No, I don't think I have. Doesn't ring a bell. Eyes without a face. No. Just after the incident occurred, the dragon set piece fell and the theater was evacuated. The real culprit must have used the resulting chaos to swap the rubber sword for the steel one. Oh, who sang it? I might have heard of the singer, just not the song.
Objection!
Do you not know when to give up, Stinkbug? That is not possible. Blood was found in the coffin hole that the sword was thrust into. It must have been left there when the accused withdrew the sword. Oh, Billy Idol. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of the singer, I've just not heard the song then. I'm guessing it's a good song though, because Billy Idol was a really good singer, and still is a really good singer.
Objection!
Why am I so yawny? Ah. I'm literally having caffeine and it seems like it's not working. Maybe I need to have more of it. Come on, Cherry Pepsi Max, do your job. It's an old song that came out in the 80s, but it's so heavenly. Ooh. I'll have to give it a listen on my Spotify. Ooh, a slowed reverb version. Very cool.
Objection!
I do like that when a singer brings out a song and they release different versions of it. So like slowed down, sped up, EDM version, jazz version, rock version. Yeah, feel free to.
Objection!
I still need to check out that Darth Vader edit you sent me as well. Ooh, okay. So are we gonna get some testimony from Trucy? So the crime photo has been updated. There are traces of blood in one of the coffin's holes. It's possible the blood was placed there after the murder. It's one of those songs that when it came out, people didn't pay much attention to it, but Gen Z relates to it more than previous generations. Yeah. It is amazing when the power of social media and the power of a single generation can bring an old song back from the dead and put it back in the charts again. I mean, Stranger Things as a TV show was really good at doing that, with Kate Bush running up that hill. Sound of Puppets, Master of Puppets by Metallica. What else was in the charts from Stranger Things? Purple Rain by Prince, that was in the charts. Stranger Things helped Joe Keery's music, who plays Steve Harrington, get on the charts. At least in the UK anyway. Clearly the UK like the 80s music that was featured in Stranger Things a lot. Oh great, not you. Go away, Retins. Go on, Athena, you tell him. Wait, did he just make that camera disappear? Don't tell me Retins is a... Excuse me, is a secret magician. Apollo? That thing Mr. Retins just did, that was some high-level sleight of hand. Huh. Yeah, I'll definitely give the song a listen after the stream. Yeah, I'll try and check them both out, because hopefully with me having caffeine and feeling quite energized, hopefully I won't feel like going to bed right after, like going to sleep right after the stream, so I'll have some time to kind of just browse around on my laptop a little bit. Oh, it's Bonnie. She looks upset. Oh god, here we go. Betty's intervening. You know you have to talk to me first before you do or say anything, you harebrain. Meep, replied I. Shut your mouth, you dumb bunny. Come with me now. I wonder what was bothering her. There's no way we're finding that out with Betty constantly hovering over her like that. Court is about to reconvene. Will you be alright testifying? Yes, it's just. I wonder what Mr. Rettins has up his sleeve. I doubt he's bringing in actual fans. Yeah, probably not. I wonder what he has up his sleeve too. He better not be trying to get under Trucy's skin right now of all times. You're Trucy right, and you'll be fine. Oh! There goes Apollo with his best trick. That's right. Whenever I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine. Alright, I'll give it a try. I'm Trucy right, and I'm fine. Thanks, Polly. I think I can do this now. Atta girl. Good luck up there on the stand. You'll do great. Thanks. I'll be fine. I can do this. Alright, Justice. You can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand. I bet they're the fans Mr. Rettins invited. What a grade A jerk. Well, he's not going to psych us out. Now then, Mr. is right. This court will like to know if you switched from the steel sword to a rubber one on stage. So please testify about the issue. Silence, all of you. I won't tell you again. Miss Wright, do you feel able to testify? Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor. Trucy, I knew I shouldn't have let her go through with this. I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened? Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourself. In spite of everything, she's still smiling. Our Trucy is amazing, isn't she? She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. True entertainer always keeps a smile on her face. She's faithfully following the true Grammary Creed even now. She really is something else. It's showtime for magical girl Trucy Wright. Watch carefully now, everybody. stupendous sword switch. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on this sword. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto Sordo. There, I've switched it. And now... As you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber. Whoa, very cool. Bravo, Miss Wright. Oh, she's won the gallery over. She's completely turned the room around. The hecklers are being drowned out by all the cheering. Well, where did the steel sword vanish off to, Miss Wright? In order to deepen our understanding of the case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity, just so you know. I usually hide the steel sword backstage when I switch them during the show. So when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't even on stage but behind the curtain. Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and a gimmick to it after all. And as for where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret. Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you, now would I? Ho ho ho. That's our Trucy. Yeah, still. Miss Wright, that part where you spun around, that's an actual part of the sword switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just to help with my explanation here in court. That's funny. I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. Humph. And it looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there, but now that I've found it, I have to get to the bottom of it. Okay, let's see if we can find what this inconsistency is that Apollo's noticed. Okay, press.
Hold it!
Please be careful, Miss Wright. Don't worry, I've practiced this trick 1,000 times. That's right, Apollo. You have to give Trucy some credit. She knows what she's doing. I know, but it still makes me nervous every time. But that's what magic is all about. A truly great magician can make her audience experience all kinds of thrills and chills. I guess you're right. I better try not to interrupt her too much while she's doing the trick. I don't want to distract her or break her concentration. Okay, so... right. So I'm gonna look in the court record just to see if there is any inconsistencies. Yeah, I'm a little stumped, so I'm gonna look and then I'm gonna see if I can piece the logic together. Okay, so I'm on the right statement, and according to the guide I'm following for when I get stuck, I need to present the show footage.
Objection!
Oh, I wonder if this means the show footage was edited. No, we can't say that. If we're proving our client didn't swap swords, then we're basically saying that she's guilty, kind of.
Objection!
Naita's looking to turn our arguments back on us.
Objection!
What? The thing there, the defense can't object to the other member of the defense team. But we know Trucy didn't do it though. There's no way she did it. Come on. Judge, you're combining the names wrong. Also, who would ever call her daughter Botty? Poor Bonnie. Ooh, is Bonnie gonna disclose what she was getting bothered about during the recess, maybe? Here comes Betty. How did I know? Go on, Bonnie, stick up for Trucy. Don't listen to your evil twin. Betty, you don't control Bonnie anymore. Yeah, go on, Bonnie. Stick up for the good guys. Itchy, there we go. Are you looking forward to the series finale of The Boys, Ibrahim? I think it's coming out this week at some point. I still need to catch up. I've not watched any more episodes since when I started season 5. So hopefully I'll get to watch some more tomorrow. Because it would be nice if me and Fred were able to catch up before the series finale aired. Especially because the series finale is... I'm hoping the series finale of The Boys is gonna be good, but something tells me it might just be one of those scammy finales that just sets up Fort Rising, maybe. No, I could be wrong, and they might actually focus on ending the character arcs of the different characters.
Objection! Objection!
I hope everyone is having a great start to their week though. I do plan on streaming all this week. I don't see why. As of now, I don't have any plans or any sudden things that might come up and threaten to clash with my stream. So the schedule should be what it is meant to be. So I'm streaming today, obviously. And then I'm streaming tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My off day is as usual on Saturday, and then Sunday.
Hold it!
Okay, so Bonnie has given us some new footage. it's not the best footage, it only really seems to be focusing on Bonnie. And not much else. And then Bonnie runs into the camera and knocks it over. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to inspect it, even if it is very focused on Bonnie. Okay, we're gonna compare the footage and see if we can find an inconsistency. Yeah, go on, Athena. Teach us how to do it. So we can interact with the footage using the buttons on my controller. This game doesn't support PS5 button icons, so even though I'm using a PS5 controller, the game only has support for Xbox buttons, so it does make things a little confusing if you're not used to Xbox icons. But I have grown more used to them now. Thanks to, because this game is far from the only one where the buttons are the wrong icon. Okay, what's different between the two videos? So this is video 1, which is the fake or the revised footage. Okay. So I'm gonna switch footage to Bonnie's video, and then I'm gonna go back or maybe forward. So it has something to do with these playing cards, so it's a very subtle difference, but I don't think these playing cards are seen in the other footage. So we're gonna present them.
Take that!
Okay. Nope. Oh, those. They're the cards I throw when I do the sword switching trick. What? Mr. Justice, does this mean? It means that Trucy did switch the sword. and it also means that the sword switching trick was cut from Retins' footage. Which is what I did suspect that earlier. Oh, here he is. Roger Ettins in the flesh. Oh my god. I think this is one of my favourite OST songs from this whole game. I really like the kind of kookiness and class clown aesthetic that it gives off. It gives off. I can't talk today. Oh, I keep tripping over my words. Nayuta's clearly been doing some research on American phrases. Oh god, hang loose, Judgy baby. No. Oh my god, really? Nayuta really made himself suffer through all of Roger Rettins' work? Oh god. Oh, don't Nayuta, you're gonna make me hungry. Ah. I've already eaten today and yet I'm already hungry. Like, is the caffeine making me hungry? Oh, that's good. So, Retin still kept the unedited footage. So he didn't just destroy it and be an evil villain about it. Yeah, there we go. So when Trucy spins to switch the swords, then the playing cards fly out. Ugh. Reckons interrupting. Also, just because on Twitch this is a special stream, I am still gonna be making this a short 2-hour stream. Especially given that I seem to be yawning a lot and I'm hungry, so I'll probably be quite busy after the stream before I think about winding down and eventually heading to sleep. Okay, so this is the unedited footage, I take it. That one seems to just focus on Trucy and the dragon. No, that's not Trucy. If I had to guess what that is, it's probably Mr. Hat. No. No, I think that's Mr. Hat being lifted up backstage. Like, zipped up to his place in the sky. Like, on the cushions.
Objection!
Mm-hmm. Am I really gonna like what you're gonna say, Roger? I don't know. Okay, time for Roger Rettins to testify. Oh really? It wasn't intentional? That's a load of BS if I've ever heard it.
Objection!
I'm honestly surprised that's not been done yet. I don't think there's ever been like an Ace Attorney live action movie or an Ace Attorney live on stage. And I think that's such a missed opportunity. Because I bet seeing the story of Ace Attorney in live action and live in front of your face would be so cool. Okay, so I'll probably do this cross-examination, and then right after I've figured out what to do to progress the story, I'll probably call it a stream there. Just because I don't want to progress the dialogue so much that I'm just like in the middle of a random conversation and I don't really know what's going on. So, footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together and long or boring scenes cut out. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. I think we can contradict that with the... Is this where we bring up the contract or the clipboard? I think so. I'm gonna check though. Press on the fourth. Oh, I need to get more information first. But I do have the right idea. So press on this statement.
Hold it!
Oh, Roger, your skeletons are about to be exposed in your closet, and you are about to rue the day you messed with the Right Anything Agency. Ah, here we go. This is where we present the clipboard.
Take that!
Hehehe. This is gonna be so fun watching him squirm as we reveal his wrongdoings. I can't believe I always thought that Ace Attorney took place in Japan, and yet it's only just come across to me during me streaming the whole Ace Attorney series that no, it does actually take place in America. Even though it was a game made by, because Capcom, there is a lot of Japanese people at Capcom, and Ace Attorney's original language is Japanese. So because Mr. Right in Japanese is actually Mr. Naruhodo or something like that. Okay, where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you? Okay, I'm gonna do this part as well, so excuse me. Right. Surely we've gotta have some proof. That's Bonnie script. Grammary notebook, contract, Trucy statement. Clipboard. Autopsy. Prank plan script. Trucy's note. Can we really not link him to the clipboard? Surely we can. Yeah. So I thought that would have been too obvious, but if you look at Trucy's note, the signature on the note is actually the exact same as on the contract. But if Trucy claims that she didn't know anything about that note and she didn't sign it, then how the hell is her signature on that note? So clearly it was copied from the dodgy contract.
Objection!
Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream here now that I've figured out the evidence. So yeah, I'm gonna save. Wait, where's the save records? There we go. Yep. And then I'm going to exit the game. I don't need to save because I already have. But there we go, that was Ace Attorney for today. So we didn't quite get the guilty verdict, but we are definitely getting closer, because this case, there seems to be more inconsistencies coming out about it by the second. So I will be back tomorrow with another stream. And tomorrow is Tuesday, which means it is Yakuza Tuesday, so do join me for more Yakuza 5 Remastered if you can. I'm really hoping tomorrow we'll get on to the second protagonist, because I think surely we've got to be on the last chapter of Kiryu's part by now. I'm trying to remember how long each character part is, but if it's like Yakuza 4, then surely the chapters for each character won't go past chapter 4 or part 4. So yeah, do join me for that if you can. That stream will start as always at 7 PM BST. And until then, if you enjoyed today's stream, even though it was a special stream, it was very chill and low-key, which was very nice. Then do like the video if you're watching on demand on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch if you're watching on there. Turn your notifications on so you know when I go live on both platforms. Comment on what your favourite part about Spirit of Justice is so far, and also suggest any games that you might want to see me play in the future. Also subscribe on YouTube so you get dedicated access to my content. And and last but certainly not least, if you want to connect with me outside of stream, my social links are in the bottom right corner. So yeah, that's that. I've whittled through all of my I've whittled through all my little announcements. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube so I can focus on reading on Twitch. But again, do join me tomorrow if you can. And until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.